Okay, this lesson is called Adding and Subtracting Polynomial Expressions. Didn't have room for the word, so these are all expressions. 2 steps. 1, remove the parentheses by using the distributive property. They combine like terms. Doesn't matter if it's an addition problem or subtraction problem. This method works in either case, so that's the method I'm going to review with you. If you do not see a number in front of the parentheses to distribute, it's a 1. Distribute to remove the parentheses, distribute. And that is one of the things that distributing accomplishes, is it removes the parentheses, which allows you to do the second step, which is combining like terms. I'm going to actually highlight the like terms to make it fairly obvious. Remember, like terms are terms that have exactly the same variable with exactly the same exponent. So 6a cubed and 8a cubed. Those are like terms. You want to definitely circle or highlight the sign in front of the term, because that is part of the term. Let's see, we got negative 4a to the 4th and negative 5a to the 4th. Those are like terms, so we're going to be able to combine them. And got a positive 3 here and a positive 3 here. Those are like terms. Typically you want to start with the one with the highest exponent first, so combine those two. A negative 4a to the 4th and a negative 5a to the 4th makes negative 9a to the 4th. I'm going to cross them out just so I remember which ones I've already combined. Next highest exponent is 3, so I'm going to combine these two. Positive 6, positive 8 makes positive 14, 8 to the 3rd. Then the next highest exponent is this guy right here. It's not getting combined with anything else because it doesn't have, or the first add-in did not have anything with a squared. And this is the next highest exponent. Remember, if you don't see an exponent, it's a 1. So positive 6a, and then you got that positive 3 and that positive 3, which makes positive 6. There you go. And like I said, there are other methods in class. If you remember, we rearranged it in order. We used the stacking method, if you want to call it that, the vertical method. Or you could just simply add, but if you do it in these 2 steps every single time, you're going to be better. The more consistent you are, the better you'll be. So next problem is a subtraction problem, but it doesn't matter what that sign is as long as you use these 2 steps. Remove the parentheses, combine like terms. If you don't see a number in front of the parentheses, it's a 1. Distribute. Negative n to the 4th plus 8n squared minus 2 plus 6n cubed. And here, this is not a 1, it's a negative 1. So it looks like minus 1, but if I cover that up, you would say negative 1. So you're distributing the negative 1, the negative 1, the negative 1, negative 1, and negative 1 times negative 5n is positive 5n. Negative 1 times positive 7n squared is negative 7n squared. Distributing a negative, all it really does is changes the signs of each of the terms. Negative 1 times positive 7n to the fourth is negative 7n to the fourth, and then negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Now that the parentheses have been removed, you can combine like terms. Again, start with the highest exponent first. You got an n to the fourth, and you got another n to the fourth there. A negative 1 n to the fourth and a negative 7 n to the fourth. When you combine them, you get negative 8 n to the fourth. Let me cross it off as I go. Next highest exponent is cubed. This one doesn't. There's no more cubes anywhere, so nothing to combine. We have a positive 8n squared and a negative 7n squared. When you combine those, you get positive 1n squared. And cross those off. Positive 5n is the next thing. And you got a negative 2 here and a positive 3 there. That makes positive 1. The final answer of the exponent should be in decreasing order. 4, 3, 2, 1. This would actually be n to the 0 if we were to write something. And then last problem. Same idea, 2 steps. Just like the previous problem. Distribute to remove the parentheses. And this is a negative 1, so be careful when you distribute that. Alright, so negative 1 times a cubed is negative 1a cubed. Negative 1 times negative 2ab is positive 2ab. Negative 1 times positive 7a cubed b is negative 7a cubed b. Negative 1 times negative 5a squared b squared is positive 5a squared b squared. Okay. And now you combine like terms. So remember, like terms are terms that have exactly the same variable. If there's more than one variable, then those variables have to have the same exponent. So a little bit more tricky. 8ab can be combined with this 2ab. Let's see. 3a cubed b can be combined with this negative 7a cubed b because they have the exact same variables, ab, but it has exactly the same exponent. A cubed b to the first, a cubed b to the first. So those two are like terms. They can be combined. Then you got this negative 8a cubed and this negative 1a cubed. You can combine those. And this guy has no friends, so lonely. I'm going to do the blue ones first. So you got, and I'll explain why in a second. Not that it's super important, but positive 3 and negative 7 makes negative 4a cubed b. Okay, and then I'm going to do these. Nope, I'm going to do that one next. I'll explain why at the very end. Okay, and then I'm going to do the negative 8a cubed and the negative 1a cubed, which is negative 9a cubed. And then you've got the positive 8ab and the positive 2ab, which makes positive 10ab. Why did I do it in that order? So, generally speaking, it's not 100% true, but generally speaking, these exponents add up to 4, these add up to 4, 3, these exponents add up to 2. So, generally decreasing order for your exponents. And there you go. Good luck with the lesson. 10 problems. Hopefully try to get 8 right.